live instead of press banner. Hey! Okay, we are live at Jason Kerberg's event. Jason Kerberg was on Project Next Show not that long ago. He is the Republican running for sheriff. He's a cop. He's running for sheriff in Floyd County. And Tim and I came out to his kickoff event at the spot in Georgetown to wish him luck and talk to him and kind of thank him for doing what he's doing. So if you are in the area in Georgetown, come on down. The event happens until 7:30. We got here a little bit early. It hasn't started yet. So we just got a few of his friends that come on over, Jason. You got to get in this tiny little frame. Here, you can sit right here. Yes, scoot in tight. Okay, so here is Jason, and this is the first time Tim has met.
Yep.
You might be able to hold the phone. Let me get all of this in there. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. There we go. So,
There we are.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Wonderful. I'm excited to be here tonight.
You want to invite everybody to come tonight?
Yes, please come on out. I know it's a busy time. A lot of people can't make it due to school events and things like that tonight. So everybody's welcome. We're here till 7:30 tonight. So come out to the spot in Georgetown.
It's
right
where
next to the bakery.
Yeah, the bakery, and
Yeah.
it's where the brick wall used to be.
Yes,
right.
Copperfield Commons is the name of the little area. We're here till 7:30 tonight, so feel free to come in, meet and greet. We got some hors d'oeuvres and things like that. Also raffling off a little 1022 rifle. It's the 75th anniversary edition. So if anybody's interested in squirrel hunting, something like that, it's a great little weapon for a person that likes to squirrel hunt.
Well, Jason, it's the first time we're meeting. We met for a little bit before
Yes.
this and, shook hands. I wanted to just start by saying you're brave.
Yeah.
You're brave men.
Thank you.
To come on to do this. And that's what we're trying to exemplify here at Project Next, is about saying there are, our society, our politics are trying to kind of divide us
Yes.
in many
Yes.
ways.
Absolutely.
And how do we step up and say, let's get outside of that,
Right.
format that's not
we-
really
yeah.
indicative
We
of
talked
what we
about
all
that in
think.
our last podcast.
Yeah.
And it takes conversation.
Mhm.
Just because you're in a different party doesn't mean you can't be friends or get along. And you have to have conversations about things.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to answer tough questions and things like that. But the only way to come together is to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody seems like there's that divide of Democrat, Republican, and they don't want to talk to each other. We have to get out of that mindset. And just like running for sheriff, I'm running for sheriff of the entire county. I'm the sheriff for the people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have a D or an R in your name. I'm
Right.
the sheriff for the people, and I'm here to serve the people, and that's all people.
Why are you a Republican?
Why am I a Republican? Well, that's mostly just because I really always have been. I've been kind of a conservative, military police officer. But to me, I've always been a person to vote for the person, for the most part. It just
Yeah, I
typically
wish-
has to be mostly Republican.
Yeah.
I wish we didn't have the R&D, especially for sheriff. I wish we just picked the better person.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
I wish we researched our candidates and just picked who we thought would be better. Because the division is so bad, people don't even care what you represent if you're not the letter that they are. They're not voting for you, and it's really hard to unite. And I think doing stuff like this, like you being brave and coming on and talking to Democrats
Yeah.
and showing that we all want a lot of the same things.
Sure.
Right.
You want to protect the community. We want to make the community better. We want to unite. It's the same message.
Yeah, it's all about the community. It's about uniting. And like I said on your podcast, one of the things I'm that I really want to get out there is to bring unity together between police officers and the community.
Okay.
A lot of police officers, especially in the national media, a lot of people don't like cops. They're hated, and yes, there's some bad cops out there, but like I said in your podcast before, there's bad people in any field that you get into. And I would like to say that 99% of cops are probably great people, and I don't want to be judged by what somebody else has done. So I want to bridge that gap. I want to get out there in the community, meet people, talk to people, and work together. And that's my goal.
I
wanna work together.
liked your message of if you're scared of cops and you see your local police officer someplace, talk to them.
Right.
Introduce yourself, talk to them,
Right.
and realize, meet them and care about them. And it's hard to hire cops right now
It is.
because of the stigma. And
Right.
that is a concern to me, to our community.
Yeah.
So-
We have processes for police officers now are very limited. When we put it out years ago when I applied, there would be hundreds of people that wanted to be a police officer. Nowadays, you're lucky if you get 25 people to show up.
What is that? Why is that?
I think it's just because of the media, because of, the stigma that police officers have, that we're bad people, we're out to hurt people and stuff like that. And that's just simply not true. And
why did you become a cop?
Because I love the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was in Marine Corps before this, and I wanted to do something in the same type of field.
Mm-hmm.
Police.
Thank you for serving, by the way, both
you.
then and now.
The police department, it gives you something. It's not like a normal 9-to-5 job for me. It's something that you never know what's going to happen. It's kind of like the excitement. You might be sitting there chilling, eating lunch, and the next thing you know, you're going to a major disaster. So,
sure.
Those are things I like to do. I like to help people, put myself out there to protect people, to serve the community. That's really what I do.
I'm trying to get Jason to get more on social media so that he just opens up and tells his stories. And also he has good tips for what we should do when we interact with cops. And I really like that. That's very helpful. What do you do when you're a woman by yourself at night and you get pulled over by a cop and you're scared? What's the best things to do? And I like that you have tips for that. So
absolutely.
So we're gonna get you on there talking.
We'll do that. Like I said, anytime you get pulled over by the police officers, the best, the thing that we're looking for is your hands. We want to be safe. We want to come home at night to our family.
Right.
And one of the most dangerous things for a police officer to do is traffic stops. A lot of police officers get shot during traffic stops. So we're very cautious when we approach your vehicle. That's why you always see our hand near our gun, because we don't know what's going to happen. So the first thing that we want to see is your hands. So if you could just keep your hands on your steering wheel, talk to us, let us know where your registration is. We'll ask you to grab it. And if you have a weapon in your car, that's fine. Just tell us where the weapon is without reaching for it. Just tell us ahead of time, hey, I do have a weapon in the car. Here's where it's at. But the whole time, just please keep your hands on the steering wheel. That's for your safety and ours.
Right.
That's nice. So we're going to do more stuff. I think we'll do more community events, because since you care about the community and you're out there campaigning, we'll get you on every once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very impressed that you even did this with Sarah in the first place.
Well, as soon as I put it out on Facebook, he got a bunch of messages saying don't do it, and then he called me and I was like, yeah, don't worry, I promise it'll be safe.
We just met someone who said
they
that.
said yeah.
And told them not to do it.
So I was told not to do it. People thought that it was going to be a trap or something like that, or some questions might be too hard to answer. But you got to put yourself in a position. You got to answer tough questions.
You're clearly brave.
If you're not willing to answer tough questions, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean?
I would like a brave, moral, good sheriff. Personally, you want someone brave in that role. So yeah,
that's probably the Marine in me. I don't have much fear, but I think that was instilled in me as a young
also,
man.
it's fun to be brave.
Yeah.
It is.
It's fun to be brave.
Fun. It's scary.
It's scary,
but,
and then fun.
That's part of the problem. Why did you decide to do this? This is a pretty crazy thing to do.
Why did I decide to run for sheriff?
Oh man, running for office is.
It's hard.
It is hard.
It
is hard.
Sarah and I are.
Sheriff is a hard
I've
one.
decided that I'm able to retire in a couple of years if I want to. But I decided that I want to bring my leadership skills and the things I've learned, the life lessons I've learned, and give back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like the way things are going, I was always told, my grandfather and his dad, if you don't like the way things are going and you want to change something, you really don't have a right to complain about it. You should put yourself in a position to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. I want to put myself in a position where I can actually make change for the better.
And what are your kind of top 3 platform points, things that you want to fix, things you want to make better, things you want to do or enhance?
Well, obviously, I want to make sure that I'm a good steward of the taxpayers' money. I want to make sure that the spending that we do is, financial responsibility. Basically.
In your opinion, is financial responsibility a problem right now in Floyd?
I think it can be. There's a lot of things that can be done that we can cut some wasteful spending on, definitely.
Okay.
Another thing I'm real passionate about is the mental health. Mental health of not only citizens, but police officers. There's a stigma that, police officers deal with a lot of trauma on a daily basis, and it's not talked about.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have that stigma that they're afraid to ask for help because something might happen to them if they do. So I'm real passionate about that. Mental health, not only like I said, police officers, but citizens. Also crime. I want to be tough on crime. I want people to know that if you come into Floyd County and you commit crime, that we're not going to take it lightly, that there's going to be consequences to your actions.
Sure.
I want to be strict on that. And at the same time, I want to get drugs off the street. But when I talk about drugs getting off the street, there's also a responsibility to help the people that are addicts. And I'm big on that as well. I want to make sure that I want to get programs implemented to help those people.
Right.
Because there's a reason they're doing drugs in the first place. And usually most people don't just decide to go do a drug and get hooked on it for no reason.
Right.
There's usually some type of trauma that's happened in their life that got them to that point in the first place.
Yep.
So I want to make sure that we have programs set in place where we can help those people with that trauma. Because you really can't fix the addiction unless you fix the trauma.
Yeah.
So I'm real passionate about that as well.
Yeah.
And then, like I said too, I want to bridge the gap between the community and police. Those are big on me. I want to make sure I want my officers to get out there, talk to the community. If the kid's playing basketball, go play ball with him.
Yeah.
I want to. I think I said this in your podcast before. If the citizens are only seeing a police officer during times of trauma or something bad, then they just associate cops with bad things.
Sure.
I want to make sure that we're being associated with the good things as well. And I think that's how you bridge that. And then another thing I want to do is I want to get better relationships with other agencies within the county. New Albany Police, Georgetown Police, Greenville.
Yeah,
I want to make sure.
let me ask specifically about that. So there is, when you're in New Albany, they call it the county, right?
Right.
Is the rest of Floyd.
Right.
And when you're in Floyd, in the county, they call it the city,
Right.
referring to New Albany. And there's two kind of different governments going on. There's friction there between, for resources, for, who does what. It's a difference in kind of opinions often about leading what the city council is wanting to do versus what the county council is wanting to do. The question is, what is your role in bringing those people together?
Well, again, it's got to be conversation. We got to sit down and talk about what can we do, because I really don't have the answers. I just know that we got to talk about it and come up with a solution.
Right.
Because we're all on the same team.
Right.
There shouldn't be any type of division at all. We got to learn to work together in some way. I understand there's going to be disagreements. Anytime you have multiple people in a room, you're not going to have the same opinion.
Over resources too.
Us three can pick a topic, and I'm sure we all have different opinions. But I'm sure that after we have conversation, we can come to some type of agreement that works for all of us. And that's what we got to do. We can't butt heads. We got to come together, work together. You know what I mean? I'm the sheriff. If I win, I'm the sheriff of Floyd County. This is the city as well, the way I look at it. So those people are voting for me too. So I want to get in there, and I want to talk to the people that matter, the mayor, the chief of police, things like that, and see what we can do to come together and work together.
Well, we're almost done. You've got a lot of people coming in here.
People are coming,
And
so they're coming.
I just want to ask one kind of a more personal question before we wrap this up, which is, thank you for serving, both as a police officer, but as a veteran. My question to you is, how does it make you feel when someone says that?
Where they appreciate me.
When they say the words,
yes,
thank you for serving.
It gives you a sense of pride. It really does. It makes you feel good. Because there is so much hatred out there in the media. When people come up to you and they pay for your meal, thank you for your service, it does make you feel good. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that more than you know. Floyd County citizens are pretty good with the facts. And I will say that. We go to a lot of places, we'll sit down and eat, and we come to find out that somebody bought a meal for us.
Oh, that's nice.
And that makes us feel really good when that happens. So we do appreciate that. And anytime you see a police officer, please come and talk to us.
And I just like to thank them. Thank you for protecting us. They're putting their life on the line for their job. Most people don't do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this. I just love how honest and brave you are and how willing you are to talk about hard things. That's what we need to see to make this community better.
Absolutely.
So come on down to the spot in Georgetown till 7:30. Meet Jason. He'll have more events coming up. You can meet him. And he's also a police officer in Floyd County, so you might see him and talk to him on the job.
Yeah, our next event, I'm working on something fun, something out of the box.
Look, get a shot. Tony, come and say hi. Look, Tony Hostetler's here. Here's your action. Just so you know, we got more Project Next friends on here. This is nice.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
All right, great.
We'll be back later because we got a busy night.
We do
So
have a
we will
busy
be
night.
back
We have our
in a
next
little
event.
bit. Bye, you all.